So here we go, let's do a commentary on the news from a Muslim point of view while we're about to have breakfast, which is fresh cheese, fresh bread from the bakery, tea, olives, eggs from down the road, and stuff like that, and herbs and whatever. Anyway, let's talk about the news. Okay, what's happening is, as you can see on BBC World News, some Christians are being killed. Of course, Muslims sympathize, but what we don't appreciate is the way the news is very selective. My wife might want to give some comments. She's not going to be on the camera, don't worry. Yeah, anyways, so we were just watching just before this. Um, there was some stuff about the bombings in that marathon in, I can't remember, what was that town in America? Boston, yeah. So the see the difference in the way things are reported is that you get like an in-depth view of everybody affected when it comes to people killed by so-called Muslims, yeah. Um, the feelings of all the family and people are not quite related and everything to humanize it. But when it comes to Muslims being killed, it's dehumanized and you barely see the people being killed because that way you can forget that they're really human beings that are being killed. Um, and then we've got these Christians being killed. There's loads of Muslims being killed all over the world, but it's not, said. So yeah, we should actually be listening to some of this boring news here. Greece has promised it will do so, but that is just a tenth of almost 4.6 billion euros that it must find. So Muslims don't have just an opinion on stuff when Muslims are killed or Muslims or so-called Muslims are killing other people. I say so-called because they're definitely not behaving anything like Muslims, but the news likes to focus on that and not explain or show the normal kind of Muslims that don't kill everybody and are very friendly to their neighbours and everything. But there was a bit of news just now on Greece you just saw, and what do we have opinion on Greece? Greece being bailed out. I mean, Muslims believe that the economic crisis is completely unnecessary due to greed. It's quite similar to a lot of other people's opinions, but also they have a very specific economic belief, which is interest is deadly to the economy, and that was one of the reasons why the whole economy crashed. I don't know if this is interesting, this commentary. Please to tell me. What's this next thing on the news? You can listen to a bit.
The El Salvadorian Civil War in the 1980s, but because of an amnesty in his home country, he doesn't face any charges there. Counter-terrorism police are taking over the investigation into the murder of a former imam in London. Abdul Hadi Adwani, a British national who was born in Syria, was a critic of President Assad's regime. He was found shot dead in his car on Tuesday. A post-mortem will be taking place this Thursday. His family say he was the most peaceful man you could ever wish to meet. The American Secretary of State John Kerry says the US is not looking for confrontation with Iran over Yemen, but that it is determined to stand by its allies in the region. Iran is thought to be backing the Houthi rebels who have driven the Yemeni president out of the country. And this week the United States stepped up its military.
Why didn't show how sad the family of the Imam were?
Exactly. There's so many things to say about the news.
He was the most peaceful man, that's never said. Okay, there's more interviews, more emphasis about the story.
The first boatloads of humanitarian aid been arriving.
I suppose the point of that, there's always a point. You can see the BBC is not an honest broadcasting corporation. We even knew people, a reporter who worked for a journalist, I say, who worked for the BBC, and he said that then they're told where to report and where not to report according to political motives, so they're definitely not an honest broadcasting corporation.
People who died in Sana'a, more than 5,000 people, including women and children.
So that's my wife commenting just then. Yeah, endless rubbish on the news. I mean, look at the Iran situation. You know, America is allowed to have as many nuclear weapons as possible, but Iran's not even allowed to have one. Is that because somehow, you know, the Americans have a greater sense of morality? Definitely not. They proved that they really lack that. So anyway, it's not. Muslims don't hate America. Well, actually, some Muslims do. It's true, but not the kind of educated type that understand their religion. Muslims love humanity, but they don't like persecution. They don't like the meddling of Western companies and Western governments and destroying the world, destroying the environment, and stuff like that. Yes, there are Muslims who don't do the right stuff and they ruin the name of Islam, and there are uneducated people but who behave like that, but they're the ones who seem to get all the attention, and this BBC is just stirring up trouble, really. What were you saying, Khalid?
It was really, really horrific. They're just one after another.
Anyway, that's 5 minutes. Thank you for watching.